Attention, the following video is a psychotic Irishman's view on the EU referendum. Please do not try to hate or discriminate my particular opinion on this subject. Viewer discretion is advised. So, you know me, I'm regularly just a very loud, psychotic person. But today I'm doing something a little bit different, and that's discussing the EU referendum. Now, the EU referendum, if you've been living under a rock with Patrick Starr for Christ, it's been like a month and a half, something like that. Or you just don't live in the UK. This EU referendum. A referendum basically being a democracy to vote if the UK should stay in the European Union. And somehow, I kind of mispredicted this. We had 51 or 52.8 and 49.1, I think. I can't remember. Something along that lines. But basically with the EU referendum and how somehow we voted more to leave than to stay, the next 4 years we'll be leaving. Yes, the next 4 years. Most of the people in the EU, well, not the EU, UK, they thought it was going to be instant, like pow, 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 prices going down, immigrants going, yay. Personally, I wanted to stay in, and fucking that's gone. Also, David Cameron's going, which is quite the predicament, I would say. He stays in, well, he should stay in power, even though he lost. He should try and make the country better as to what we voted for, and he clearly is not strong enough to deliver that to us as a nation. And so we have Nigel Farage probably going to power. And I'm saying this because he says he's not going to, but he definitely is. So I didn't really understand. This is how I kind of diversed it. So half of them were racist. And the other half just had really, fucking amazing luck and decided, hey, maybe it would be better off if we leave the EU. Which, I disagree with. Because we didn't know what was going to happen. Also, another half of them is that, the fucking economy. Because, prices will go down. Yeah, that's not going to make a fucking difference. We're just worse than the American dollar, okay? It's good for farmers and all that, which is, fucking, Cornwall and all that, fucking, yeah. But, it's just, it doesn't make a difference. The farming side, I suppose, but everything else, it's just worse. Everything else. The countries that did decide to stay in was Northern Ireland and Scotland. Wales voted out as well, Christ knows why. Probably the same reason, ignore that voice crack. But, this has just been a collection of disaster at the moment, because, this is just knock-off effect of, all of a sudden, we're now going to be out the EU. When, in the next 4 years, we will be out the EU, and I'll be fucking 18 by then. But, at this moment in time, it's just a knock-off effect. And soon, after David Cameron steps down in October, we're going to have to deal with, Nigel Farage's bullshit. Now, the problem is with this EU referendum and we're leaving, is that now we kind of have to deal with it. We can't do anything. We have to deal with it. And I would like to move back to Northern Ireland and hopefully just live there, because I want to stay in the EU. Because the reasons I had for staying in the EU is because of how countries, if we're in need, and the coin's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and somehow they know that, but we're deciding to leave anyway, Christ knows why. But since we're leaving and all, and that's happening, so I just don't understand what that deal is. Who's gonna help us out if we run out of coin? Because if we were in the EU, all that collection money, they can help us out right there. We pay, 1.7 million into the EU? That money could go to us, or any other country in the EU, if it goes to shit. Bulgaria recently joined the EU as well. I mean, what if they're in need? Like, no offense to Bulgaria or anything, but they're not exactly the most developed country in the world. They seem to like the prices are very low and all that as well. So it kind of makes them on the weaker side of the EU, and we could help them if we would still be in the EU, and we are for now, unless the next 4 years, as I've said. But with things like that, and also there's the animal side of things as well. The EU have a lot stricter fucking rules for animals and protecting them and all that, for the ecosystem and that, than the UK does. Because the UK, they're gonna stop all that the green power and shit, and they're just gonna like do what's best for the coin, do what's best for politics and all that. They're not gonna give a shit about how we're gonna lose like so many fucking species that would be cool to have, but the world's a piece of shit. But things like that, and like I never really understood the people's reasons why for leaving. It just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed like the wrong thing to do, in my opinion. I mean, some people have just taken this way over the top and just calling everyone out for like idiots for having their own opinion and shit about the EU leaving or staying. It's like, oh, the people, like, thank you, this person actually has a brain because they voted in for the EU. Like, no, you do not fuck around with people's opinions like that. That's just a thing that you do not fuck around with. You don't fuck around with people's opinions. You don't fuck around with anything that like makes them as a person. They're not like you. They're not the same person as you. They're different. Everyone's different. Stop trying to make them like you by saying, oh, you know what, I'm just going to make this person vote in the EU because that's what I want. No. They have their own decision. They have the rights to their own decision. They do not need to fuck around with other people's decisions. Alright, so now that's out the window. The EU is quite the mess at the moment. Like, everyone's just, like, fucked up with, like, change and shit. We have no idea, like, a couple years down the line, what's going to happen to the country. We could become a fourth world country fucking polishing shoes for a couple coins. But, as I've said, if we were still in the EU in 4 years' time, then we would be able to get helped out with other countries and that. And plus, there's also another annoying thing with travel. If I want to travel anywhere, I need a fucking visa. Not all countries, I understand. But most of them, the majority, I need a fucking visa for. And that's just bullshit. I don't want to pay a visa to travel to fucking Ireland, okay? Like, I want to see my cow family. No. I mean, I don't know why I did a fucking Indian accent for Ireland, but, let's just brush that off. Like, just think about it. Like, if I want to go to America, you have to get visa, and you have to go tax it and all that, and all that shit, which I really don't want to do. It's annoying as fuck, but if I want to travel, hey, that's what I have to do. Once again, for the majority of countries, not all countries. And, yeah, it's just been one colossal fuck up, I feel. But, yeah, so that's happened. There's also, people like, for example, Dan, aka NerdCube, he, went on about to, like, kind of resource it around your personal, like, the EU is going to affect you. If you're in or out, it's going to affect you. Otherwise, what's the fucking point, okay? That's basically what, so, for example, as he said, I buy a lot of things off Amazon, okay? And I have to, what if, it's not from UK? If it's from a different country, I might have to pay for import tax. Things go higher prices. And the problem is, the coin's getting lower. So, yeah, that's just the thing. It's meant to be around personal preference, because the EU, after all, this vote is affecting you. This referendum is affecting you. No, well, everyone else as well. But, you know what, I just don't, I just, fucking, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be, a kind of other video, because, this isn't my regular yelling, gosh darn it, on the heart, I've been fondled. But, yeah, so, EU referendum, fun things in the UK that we have to deal with. And, as Nigel Farage said, as the, day breaks over, fucking, a new, independent, free, fucking, United Kingdom. I do not enjoy those words, But yeah, this is my opinion on the EU referendum. And god damn it, David Cameron, you let us down, man. What are you doing? But yeah, I'll have a new video probably next week or something like that. I don't know. I'll try and get around to doing stuff like that. But anyway, this is my opinion on the EU referendum. And, well, actually, I don't really have an outro. What should this outro be?